Once upon a time in a faraway kingdom, there was a beautiful princess named Lena. Despite being the king's only daughter and having everything she could ever desire, she was not the most popular girl in school. There were plenty of girls who were prettier than Lena. One such girl was Princess Jasmine. Jasmine had long, flowing locks, sparkling eyes, and a flawless complexion. Lena continued to excel in her studies, while her classmates struggled to keep up. They tried to warn her about an upcoming pop quiz, but she ignored them, knowing that she had studied every lesson diligently. When the quiz was announced, her classmates panicked and started begging her for help. She had scored the highest marks in the class, much to her delight. Her classmates, however, were not so happy with their results. They had failed the exam and were now scrambling to figure out what to do next. Have you ever had to deal with a situation where others didn't believe in you? Share your experience in the comments below. Let's talk about overcoming judgment. She noticed that people no longer paid as much attention to her as they used to. They had become fascinated with Lena and her accomplishments. Jasmine felt threatened and insecure and began to lash out. She traveled the world, met new people, and made a positive impact on those around her. Jasmine, who had chosen to focus on her looks and status rather than her education and personal growth, grew increasingly bitter and lonely. She regretted not embracing Lena's example of kindness, humility, and hard work, which could have led her to a more fulfilling life. Like this video if you believe that what matters most is who we are inside. It's always easier to focus on looks. But do you think true beauty comes from within? She tried to belittle Lena, calling her names and spreading rumors about her. But Lena refused to let Jasmine's comments get to her. Lena may not have been the prettiest girl around, but her intelligence, kindness, and resilience made her truly beautiful. She proved that with hard work and dedication, you can achieve anything you set your mind to, regardless of how others may perceive you. She knew that her intelligence and hard work were what truly mattered. Lena approached them with a friendly smile and offered her help. People saw through Jasmine's jealousy and appreciated Lena's kindness and resilience even more. In the end, Lena graduated at the top of her class and was awarded several scholarships for her outstanding achievements. Jasmine, on the other hand, struggled to find her place. She realized that her beauty and status had not been enough to secure her happiness or success. Lena had proven that true beauty lay in one's character and accomplishments, not in their appearance. I know you guys must be disappointed, but don't worry, we can study together and get ready for the next exam, she said. Her classmates looked up at her, surprised by her kindness. We would really appreciate your help, said one boy. They had expected her to gloat over their failure, but here she was offering to help them. Thank you, Lena. We promise we'll study hard and try our best, added another. Comment and share if you've ever offered a helping hand in times of need. And so Lena found herself in the unique position of being the top student in her class, helping her classmates catch up. Isn't it amazing when someone offers help instead of gloating? Please, Lena, can you lend us your notes? We're so lost, cried one girl. Initially, it was tough going. Some students were too proud to admit they needed help, while others simply couldn't grasp the concepts. They were no longer envious or resentful of her success. Instead, They were supportive and cheered her on when she aced another test or turned in a brilliant project. They had learned to appreciate her intelligence and hard work and had come to respect her as a friend and a classmate. Looking back, Lena realized that her journey at the college had been more than just about academics. It had been a valuable lesson in humility, empathy, and perseverance. She had discovered that true beauty did not lie in one's appearance, but in one's skills and determination. But Lena was patient and persistent. She broke down complex ideas into simple terms and provided real-life examples to make learning more engaging. Slowly but surely, her classmates started improving. They began to understand the material better and their grades reflected their progress. "We won't be able to pass the exam without your help," said another. Lena felt sorry for them, but she also knew that she couldn't do everything for them. "I want to help you, but I can't give you my notes. You have to earn that trust on your own," she said firmly. Like this video if you believe in the power of self-reliance and perseverance. Her classmates were disappointed, but they knew that she was right. So they thanked her for her help and went back to studying. She was also kind and intelligent, which made her even more beloved by the people around her. True success comes with patience, resilience, and helping others along the way. Lena walked into the classroom feeling confident and ready to take the test. She had studied hard and was proud of all the knowledge she had gained. However, what she saw next shocked her. All of her classmates were gathered around a table in the corner of the room whispering and giggling. They had clearly been studying together and their confidence was evident. Lena felt a sense of foreboding and wondered if they had studied the material or if they had simply been lucky so far. However, there was one thing that set Lena apart from the other princesses, and it wasn't her looks. The test was incredibly difficult and none of her classmates seemed to know the answers. "I don't think I got any questions right," said one girl. "Me neither. I'm doomed," replied another. Lena, on the other hand, felt like she was on fire. She had prepared thoroughly and was able to answer every question correctly. Time seemed to fly by and before she knew it, the exam was over. As the students filed out of the classroom, Lena overheard her classmates discussing the test. "That was so hard." Lena felt a pang of sympathy for them, but she couldn't help but smile. She knew that she had done well and that all her hard work had paid off. One day, Lena decided to enroll in a prestigious college known for its high academic standards and competitive environment. On her first day of class, she noticed that all eyes were on her as she entered the room. Like if you believe that hard work speaks for itself. Some whispered and pointed, while others giggled and exchanged glances. Lena knew that many of them were probably wondering why the king allowed his daughter to attend a public college instead of a private one. She took detailed notes, asked insightful questions and participated actively in discussions. As she took her seat, she heard one girl say loudly enough for everyone to hear, "Look at that weird girl. I bet she thinks she's better than us just because her dad is a king." Lena felt a surge of anger and disappointment. She couldn't believe that someone would be so rude and insensitive, but she knew that she couldn't let this get to her. Have you ever faced judgment from others based on your background or status? Comment below how you dealt with it. She had worked too hard to get into this college and she wasn't going to let some jealous gossip bring her down. Instead, She took a deep breath and focused on the lecture. From the moment the class began, Lena was fully engaged. She was eager to learn and soak up all the knowledge her professors had to offer. On the other hand, her classmates were not as motivated. They spent most of their time gossiping and socializing, paying little attention to the lessons. Lena watched them with amusement and shook her head. She knew that they were making a big mistake. These classes were notoriously difficult, and if they didn't start paying attention soon, they would fall behind. As the weeks went by, the situation didn't change much. A few days later, it was time for the exam. Join us here at Dolphinland TV for more heartwarming and inspiring stories every week. Like this video, comment your thoughts below, and share it with your friends to spread the message of true beauty and resilience. We'd love to hear what inspires you the most in life. Stay inspired, and see you in the next video. As the exam began, Lena quickly realized that her worries had been unfounded. When the grades were posted, Lena's name was at the top of the list. Every day after class, she gathered with her peers and tutored them on the subjects they struggled with. As the weeks passed, Lena noticed a change in her classmates' attitudes. Meanwhile, Princess Jasmine, who had always been admired for her beauty and grace, began to feel a sense of unease. As time went on, Jasmine's attempts to harm Lena's reputation only made her look worse. After graduation, Lena went on to become a successful and respected professional. And so the story of Lena and Jasmine serves as a reminder to young girls everywhere that true beauty is not defined by physical appearance, but by one's inner qualities and accomplishments. If you love this story and want more motivational tales about true success, kindness, and hard work, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.